from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to GSL Code S. We got 3 turns today, Artosis.
Yes, Tasteless, yes we do.
Harkens back to 2 years ago. Look at that keyboard. You can buy that stuff. You can own that stuff.
Well, not that exact stuff, because that stuff's in the GOMTV. So
no, you can't have that
here
stuff.
And steal it. But you can get
that's
the
same
not a bad
things.
idea either. Yeah. No, it's
definitely check out our new products here at GOMTV.
Yeah, check out GOMTV.net.
Absolutely. So, how did it go today?
Oh, well, I played the Code A qualifiers today. I got slammed by Mechia, a great Zerg player.
Actually,
it felt really bad at first.
To be frank, you got some really bad luck against that guy. That's like not a random person.
No, well, the thing is, no one knows who he is, so it looks worse than it is. What's his rank Supernova.
What's his rank on Grandmasters?
31st on the Korean server.
Okay, so wow.
Look, he was much better than me. It was painful.
I was hoping you could bob some scrubs first and then.
Not in that group, man.
And then be slain, but that sucks.
Yeah. It's okay.
That's cool that you did that, man.
Thanks. I'll do better next time. All right.
I won't judge you if you don't. Anyways, yesterday we had this insane game that was, what was it, like an hour? TVT?
Yeah, an hour-long TVT, Beyond vs. Ryung on Planet S.
Pretty technical game, too.
Yeah.
Really good early game.
Yeah, yesterday was a pretty good day overall with, we got another Protoss through.
Yeah.
So 3 Protosses did make it through out of 5. Not bad, to be honest.
No, not at all.
And the thing is, Creator could have done it. We almost had 4 guys up there.
Well, considering we started out with 5 Protosses to now have these 3, that's not bad.
That's over 50%. That's over 3/5 Tasteless.
Unless only half of a pro gamer got through. Yeah, 60%. So that was really cool. I enjoyed, though, yesterday's games a lot. That TVT Beyond, it's too bad because he played so well, but it was not enough. Why are you laughing?
I had this just funny notion of different ways to measure how many Protosses got through. Like you could add up the heights or the weights or something, and be like, well, actually 78% of the Protoss mass got through or something like that.
Today we have MarineKing, RorO, Keen, and MVP.
Yeah, that's right. It's a pretty sick group overall.
If I had to be one of these guys right now, I'd want to be RorO. Actually, I'd want to be Nesty, but no, seriously, because think about that. You have one matchup you got to prepare for.
That's
just
true.
Your ZDT.
Yeah. Well, if I'm one of these people right now, I want to be MVP because he's won so many GSLs. It's silly. But I totally see what you're saying.
Right. Here are our 4 players now. They're going to take a bow, shake hands, and go to their booths. And our games will begin soon.
Yeah.
So I wonder now, Artosis, when you, how scarring was that? Because I remember going to the Courage tournament, which is basically the equivalent of what Code B is back in the day and losing
something like that.
Every time I played StarCraft from there on out, I was like I had PTSD. I heard helicopters and gunshots and babies crying.
Well, it's interesting because the way in which he beat me, I haven't felt anything like that in StarCraft 2 before. It was like in StarCraft 1 when every now and then we'd hit an A-teamer from a Kespa team on the ladder, and he just slapped you in such a way that you're like, wow, I could just not beat this human.
Yeah.
This human is not beatable for me in my best game.
Look at how many Code S's MarineKing, excuse me, MKP has been in. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, him and actually, I think he has the 3rd most. I want to say MVP and Nesty have 13, and he has 12, something like that.
No, Nesty was not in one Code S, I think.
Oh, maybe it is 12 then.
Yeah. I think MVP was I'm thinking MVP was not.
Nesty had to have missed 1 for sure, and I remember a Code A season where MVP was in it.
Here is his opponent, RorO. RorO is good, really good.
Yeah.
I think he's a bit underrated. Or maybe not underrated, but more unknown than some of these other top Zergs.
He is, and it's too bad because he was one of the only macro Zergs that became a new StarCraft 1 pro.
Yeah.
Back when it was all 2-hatch, muta, micro, scrubby Zergs coming in.
Yeah.
A lot of people getting angry about that. No,
it's true.
This guy had the 6 skill in StarCraft
scrubby
1.
Nerds. Scrub-a-dub-dub.
Yeah.
3 nerds in a tub.
That's true. How many of those those 2 Hatch Muta Micro Zergs are now StarCraft 2 top-end pro gamers like RorO. Not so many tasteless, but here RorO, the macro Zerg is, and he's really good. And actually, I wouldn't be too surprised if he gets out of this group, to be honest.
No, I wouldn't be surprised at all. In fact, we were talking to the MVP's coach, the IM team coach, and he was predicting MVP and RorO to get out.
It's not a terrible guess, because when you look at it, like, MarineKing probably won't beat MVP.
Well, that would be a big upset.
Keen is the wild card here, right?
He's, Keen is always the guy who will eke out a win to round of 16.
Yeah. Round of 16 is, definitely somewhere he gets to a lot.
Absolutely. Our map will be Cloud Kingdom, and from there, the loser chooses the map, out of fairness, so they know the first map going in. Yep. And again, remember, RorO only had to prepare for 1 matchup because there's 3 Terrans in this group. So
that really helps.
That really gives you an advantage. I mean, instead of 50% TVT and 50% TVZ, this guy only had to practice 1 matchup 100% of the time, ZVT.
That's right. And, it does make it so in general you have to have more builds, but when you're playing a macro style of Zerg, you don't really, you can just play a kind of reactive.
Zerg don't have as many builds.
That's true.
In general.
That is true.
All right. Well, we are moments away from getting this going. Then again, seriously, Artoz, I commend you for playing in that Code B qualifier. It's really cool, you.
Thanks.
Very cool pick. And it looks like the game started up here, so we're kind of tethered to the Korean broadcast. Once we're ready to get this going in game, we will. And it looks like it's that time. So get ready for our first set today at TVZ with MarineKing against RorO here at the GSL. So in the bottom left, we have in the yellow one of our fan favorites here. He is
MarineKing Prime.
He won the World Championship that GOM hosted year 1. Did he?
No, he
No, wait. Did he lost against MVP? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Tasteless dropped the ball. In the upper right, we've got our Zerg player, the dark horse, I think, of this GSL Code S. He is
삼성칸 RorO.
I'm going to show you how many games we've casted. Here's how many StarCraft 2 games we've casted.
A lot.
I think we've literally casted the most out of any possible caster ever.
Could be. Definitely could be.
RorO will be win.
Yep.
Can't disagree with any part of that sentence.
No, absolutely,
you absolutely cannot.
All right, well, MarineKing doing a little bit of a forward racks, probably just kind of pressure slightly, and this can also push the Overlord away because if you look where his barracks is sitting, he always lift it. The Overlord is not going to be able to sit on that ledge.
Yeah, so this is not really as deadly as, let's say, if he hit the racks in the center right side of the map, but it is. It can do a lot of damage.
And I mean, he is going 2 racks, but it's not like an 11-11. It's a little bit more economical. But with MarineKing's level of micro, this is definitely something that can do a lot of damage. RorO's going to have to deal with it perfectly.
All right, first racks finishes and starts to produce the Marine, which I'm sure is exactly like that epic cutscene in Wings of Liberty.
That's what it happens every single time.
Every time.
That's why you can't chrono boost a barracks.
That makes perfect sense. Well, you probably get hurt.
Yeah, no, it would be bad.
How do Marines use the restroom? They can't take that up.
They go right in their suit.
Do they really? You think so?
Well, it gets rusty after a while, but yeah.
Makes sense. It's like when you go swimming, what are you supposed to... What is that if you're like scuba diving? You're supposed to... You can pee in your suit?
You can.
You warm?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well, yeah, I mean, the pee is going to stay right next to your body. You don't really want to when it'd be comfortable, but... I guess it would be comfortable in a way if you could get past the pee all over yourself thing, because the scuba suit keeps the moisture right next to you. But anyways, let's stop talking about this and talk about the bunker.
All right, we got the drones coming down.
Bunker is placed very, very well. These drones are, in fact, coming down. And oh my God, the Marine! The drone almost went down.
This is going to be tough for the Marine to get cornered very easily back here. And sick!
Wow!
And nice, the Marine actually, the SCD jumps into the bunker as well.
Yeah, that is a big moment, a big move. He's got to make spine crawlers against this. Lings are never going to clean up that bunker.
He tried to make one and got gunned down there at the far right.
Ouch.
This is kind of a weird situation. So he's trying to cut off the Marines from getting into the bunker, but 4 Marines can actually do fairly well against some of these Zerg leads.
Yeah, I mean, this is... He really does... If he wants to save this hatchery, the best way to do it... I mean, this is smart to try to keep the Marines out, because it limits the amount of damage to the hatch, but eventually those Marines are going to get in there. If he just keeps rallying 2 Marines at a time, he will overwhelm slow Lings.
The Marines are coming down now, actually regrouping now. Meanwhile, the Terran's expanding up the back of this rush.
Yeah, a smart move indeed. And you know what? RorO's doing this smart by bringing the second Queen. The second Queen is actually going to change the math a lot on what these Marines can do because the kiting can't be done non-stop. And with that creep being pushed forward, that's going to help as well.
This is going to allow him to get in there. Queen!
He does not
nice
follow
shot.
These Marines
and they all get it!
Wow, very well done. But you know what? He got the SCV. So that actually did end up working out very well. And in fact, I have to commend RorO for how well he did that. You know, big parts of that, bringing the second Queen down. As he laid the creep tumor, MarineKing knew he had to get in there immediately with 2 Queens, constant Lings, and a creep tumor to help extend the creep. You know, he had to get his Marines in there ASAP. So that was actually beautifully done. I haven't seen a bunker rush held like that yet.
Yeah, that was very nicely done. Now he needs to micro these Marines very carefully here. This is actually a lot of Lings that they get, and they will get the little surface area around there to cut off movement.
Yeah, and that's a lot of damage being dealt here. A couple more Marines coming in here, so the Lings aren't going to kill him or anything, but they're dealing a lot of damage.
Well, he needs to get that second barracks landed, like now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Marines are going to fall down, but this is a pretty good spot for our Zerg player. He's held this extremely well. He didn't make too many Lings. He's killed off a really good amount of Marines as well. And MarineKing just going into pretty standard play from here, going into the 3 command center into double gas.
Yeah.
That you see every single time after a 2 Rex.
So this game is normalized now. There was a good amount of damage done to the Zerg. Both players' economies stifled a little bit here. Had those Lings not gotten back there and done that damage, we'd say MarineKing was ahead. But his Marine count has been reduced.
Well, throwing down a reactor there in a tech lab. Very interesting, those positions. You know, any sort of Roach play or Baneling play, which not too likely to happen, but is possible, would mess them up. And in fact, a Roach Warren does go down with 3 gases, so there could actually be something like a Roach Baneling all-in or something like that.
There absolutely could be, which wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, one thing that's inherently difficult about the, not just the opener that MarineKing, but the map positioning that MarineKing's in is that his add-ons are exposed.
Yeah, and
so you can actually go in there and you can actually kill the tech lab and deny stim, for instance.
You know, when he saw those add-ons with the Overlords is exactly when he made this Roach Warren.
Right.
So I think he's just looking at this and saying, what? Of course you can't do that, MarineKing.
Yeah, this is like
and the funny
a very
thing
logical move as well.
Yeah, if he was top right, though, he'd be fine doing this. So this is one of these weird positions.
This is actually one of these builds you should only do. What MarineKing's opener is ideal for the upper right.
Yeah, it is. Exactly.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Well, as of right now, with the Baneling Nest on the way, the Lings and the Roaches, at the minimum, he's going to cancel stim and get a reactor. That is the minimum that'll happen here. And that's actually just so good. If Terran doesn't have stim with biocentric force, they can't do anything. So RorO is going to be completely safe for so long.
Even Marauders nowhere near as strong against Roaches.
Yeah.
They don't have the stim, man.
Absolutely. I mean, without stim, Zerg wins every battle.
Yeah.
Stim is everything for a Bioforce.
All right, and this is exactly what we're talking about here. Now the question is, does Terran lift?
I think he will lift. He knows he can't lose stim, but the Speedlings are going to be able to run in very easily. And in fact,
this actually could cost MarineKing the entire game. This
yeah,
is like,
it definitely has that potential, Tasteless. I mean, this. Oh God, there's a lot of damage that's about to be dealt.
And here's the problem: if he wants to try to kite this army, he has a floating barracks that's not producing as well.
Yeah.
That sucks too.
His reactor's gone, so yeah, his Marine production has basically been halved.
And it's going to be halved again if these Banelings decide to blow up the barracks.
Yeah, and in fact,
he can actually kill 2 barracks if he angles that right.
He's softening this up so that his Banelings, he doesn't have to use as many, and in fact, if they're lifted up too, that works, whatever it is.
Oh!
And in the Banelings do go. The barracks being taken down. The Banelings moving forward right now, going right through that bunker.
Now they
trying
can't
to Marines
run away as efficiently because they don't have stim right now.
Well,
in fact, this might be the point of no return. Oh my God!
Yeah. Well, to be fair, this is MarineKing, so he'll probably somehow clean this up and then continue to try to win. But you know what? Maybe not even this game because he is so dead. I think RorO can actually just push it and kill him with this now.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. Now he's got medevacs coming here, but that doesn't matter because there's nothing to heal, really. So from here, he'll blow up the entrance above the ramp. And, yeah, as we see here, unless the Banelings get stuck. And they were stuck for a second, now come in.
And here we go, a lot of speedlings coming in as well, going after the SCVs. And, oh, MarineKing is so dead. He is dead.
Yeah,
this game
so we're going to see GG.
Unwinnable.
We might not see GG right away because MarineKing, he tends to stay in the game for an abnormally long time.
I think he has to this time. Like, he can't even micro anything this time.
Yeah.
You know?
He's microed his depots up and down, up and down.
That's about it.
GG.
All right, well, that was pretty straightforward. You know, MarineKing actually did like a smart rush. He put the bunker in a cool place, but RorO was completely on top.
This is why he's
not stop that.
This is why he's not a GSL champion yet. It's like he did the build perfectly fine, but that's the wrong build to do at bottom left side of the map.
That's a very good point. With the Overlord still there, the fact that he sees that and instantly throws on a Roachhorn, RorO knows how to play a reactive and strong game, because without stim, without that reactor, which is, you know, in a whole other barracks, he basically gets a free barracks kill.
Yeah.
And he gets a cancel stim, which even if all he did with that was cancel stim with, like, let's say he makes 7-8 roaches, cancel stim, goes home. That's still good. That's still worth it. You know, it buys him so much time.
It just went too well. I think the real story there was beyond even the bad positioning was losing stim. If you do not have stim, you can't really do anything. Terran units actually suck after the first 10 minutes if they don't have stim.
Totally. The speed upgrades on the Zerglings. I mean, you're just
crazy if you could stim a tank. It like sieges and unseizes faster and fires faster.
Wow,
it's just ridiculous.
That's a great idea, Taste.
I'm like, oh my god, they're coming to my entrance. I just stim my tanks. All right, I got to repair this tank.
Imagine stimming Vikings, man. Oh my god.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah. You just make 4 Vikings and stim them and kill all the bosses.
You stim an SCV, but it just becomes a drug addict.
You stim the SCV and it mines like a mule.
But it dies just as fast because it's a drug.
I think that's worth it.
It's worth it, man. Yeah. YOLO, dude.
All right, well.
We're going into game number 2 in the map that MarineKing has picked this Daybreak. That's not a shocker.
It's a map everyone's kind of comfortable on, so we'll see what MarineKing can get done here. Probably going to play a different style. I don't think we're going to see 2 racks out of him again.
Probably not. Actually, I don't know. I might disagree with you on that. I think you could see a 2 racks, but we'll see. All right, guys, get ready for game number 2 with MarineKing and RorO here at GOMTV.